Alright, let's see what's in this package that had the wrong address on it somehow. I don't know how. It just comes from AliExpress. I've never updated the address before because it's always been correct. Here we go, and here we go indeed. Now, I'm not going to give away the details of this little project, but I am going to say this much. This is a 12-volt micro-diaphragm pump that is 72 watts. Alright, so it appears as though this little capture card for the Quest 3 is finally showing up. On time, like it's not late or anything, I'm just impatient. Oh, but it's got a nice packaging, shrink wrapped on it. That's good to see. And here it is. There's our HDMI input. Feels like this is an aluminium case, so it'll be good for heat distribution and stuff. Then we've also got a USB-C PD port just over here. There you go, you can see that there. So that you've got power pass through, because it was essentially, from what I've read, this was almost specifically made for the Quest, or things in similar positions where it has a single USB-C port and still needs power. For this little test, I'm just going to use a USB-C to HDMI cable, as well as using my Steam Deck as an HDMI source. I'm going to run this up the back of this, just so that I don't accidentally yank on it and put any strain on the USB-C port on the side of this. Oh, and apparently, from just one random comment I had read... Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Checklist, camera, you can record audio, USB, and apparently it accepts 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second. Okay, be interested to see how things go. Let me just plug it into my Steam Deck and start. Okay, sweet. Let's have a little go. It's hard to tell. This game inherently has delay in the controls, or at least there's a bit of a dead zone on the sticks. But from this first look, looks pretty promising. It's not mirroring the display though, so that makes that a little tricky. Okay, let's see. It's running 60 frames per second apparently though. 48, PCM2 channel, super speed, okay. So apparently this is running at its full speed, full capacity. Let's put this up full screen, just fill the view a little bit. I'll be honest, this is kind of cool. It's like I'm playing it on a big screen now. Doesn't look like there's any sort of weird artifacts or anything like that. I can't see anything that will actually give me a good indication of the delay and stuff on this. So I'm going to unplug this USB-C HDMI port, and now I'm going to... Oh, wrong way. Okay, let me just take this out of full screen mode. To give it the benefit of the doubt, it's saying that it's accepting 1080p 60. So I'll give it 1080p 60. Actually. Oops, I just closed out of things by accident. While the first impressions were good, it was now time for me to travel up the country for a little bit of work, spend some time in a hotel, play a little bit of gorilla tag, do my job. 10:46, we're up. And then I decided I would go out and play with the Avada 2. Now, I want to plug my capture card into the Quest, but plugging it in like that, the cable comes straight out. So if I lift my arm up, even going that close, I'm going to bump the cable, and this singular port can get damaged. And as soon as that's damaged, it's all over. So the only option is I've got a right angle connection. So this USB-C port will plug into the Quest just nicely like that, butts up against it quite well, and maybe I'll, I don't know, tie it here somehow, maybe just with a zip tie. Now I'm going to cut it flush so that there's no sharp bits, and should be pretty safe. Nice to touch. Now of course you can get a capture card like this that does the USB-C power injection. That is just the USB-C to an HDMI cable that's nice and long like this, which would save me the hassle of having this bulky bit way up close here, as well as having to have this USB-C to HDMI cable on the end. But I personally find it much more useful for me to be able to just plug any old HDMI cable straight into this. Sometimes I don't need that end of the cable. During some testing, I found that there was more or less a universal delay for the entire system. That is, just specifically the Quest 3 and its total processing delay. Now this delay applies to the pass-through vision as well as getting this HDMI feed in and onto the display. This is a processing delay that cannot be skipped or anything. This is going to happen basically no matter how you set it up, because it has to go through the main processor of the unit. I do wish I could have made it more visually appealing to show these results, but I guess not. Why do I have such big gaps in between videos sometimes? Well, I just kind of do stuff, and now there's a massive mess, so I'm just throwing away stuff. Yes, this is in that pile, brand new, just not compatible with the stuff I use. And I tried to sell it online for like 20 bucks, but everyone that messaged me had no idea what it meant. They thought they could plug it into any old TV, or that it had Wi-Fi or something like that. If it was useful like that, I wouldn't be selling it. So into the bin it goes. Yeah, and then I've got like lots of little baggies over there that I've been trying to organize and put stuff into. All of this, including just about everything that's in this big rubbish bag here, was on this shelf, including everything except for the cameras that was on this shelf. The cameras live in this shelf here, but I'm also cleaning that shelf out, so some of the cameras are living up there for now. And I kind of like how these cameras are sitting in there. They look a lot nicer there, but I don't have a real proper use for this shelf, and I'd rather my junk sort of be on this shelf. Also, I've got a couple of drawers that I want to clean out as well, so that'll get added to that as well. And I've also got this pile of stuff over here, which has been there for almost a year now. I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm not spending much time on it. This is a 100 watt red, green, blue, cool white, warm white, outdoor 100 watt floodlight, and only green and blue work. The rest of them have died. It's been about 4 years since I put it up though. So yeah, in terms of gaming, that 30 millisecond delay
it makes it difficult to do a game such as this, where I'm driving around at high speeds. I mean, this isn't even the fastest car I've got, and this delay makes it difficult. It reminds me of an old game I played. What was it called? It's like APB Bulletin or something. It was an online game, but there was a bug where when driving around in the cars, for some reason there was just a massive input delay. I'm going to stop recording.